Brett Cooper's unexpected departure from the Daily Wire has sent shockwaves through the conservative media landscape, sparking widespread speculation about her next steps and the circumstances leading to her exit from one of the most prominent platforms in the space. Brett, known for her incisive commentary and magnetic on-screen presence, quickly rose to prominence as the host of the comment section, a show that carved out a distinct niche in conservative commentary. Her ability to tackle cultural and political issues with a sharp yet relatable perspective earned her a dedicated following and solidified her reputation as a rising star in media. However, Brett's tearful announcement on December 10, shared in a heartfelt YouTube video, marked the end of her tenure at the Daily Wire and left fans reeling. Her revelation that it would be her final day hosting the comment section raised more questions than it answered, fueling curiosity about what had unfolded behind the scenes. While her farewell carried a tone of gratitude, the circumstances surrounding her departure hint at a far more complex narrative. In her video, Brett reflected on her 3 years at the Daily Wire, expressing appreciation for the opportunities she had been afforded and signaling her intention to explore new horizons. Today, December 10th, will be my last day hosting the comment section and working for the Daily Wire, she said, her voice tinged with emotion. I have had the most unbelievable 3 years helping to craft this show, building this community, and sharing the truth every day. I am ready to take on a new direction both personally and professionally. Brett's announcement also included the surprising news that her longtime producer, Reagan Conrad, would be taking over hosting duties, describing Reagan as incredible. Brett expressed confidence in her ability to carry the show forward. She concluded her video with a promise of exciting updates to come, leaving her audience simultaneously intrigued and uncertain. Despite Brett's optimistic tone, reports of underlying tensions between her and the Daily Wire began to surface almost immediately. Sources close to the network have described growing disagreements over the creative direction of the comment section, with Brett reportedly advocating for greater creative freedom. Known for its bold, unapologetically right-leaning stance, the Daily Wire has cultivated a specific brand of commentary, one that Brett may have found increasingly restrictive as her ambitions evolved. She wanted to broaden the scope of her content, bring in different perspectives, and experiment more, a source familiar with the situation explained. But the network had its own vision, and that created friction. Adding to the strain was Brett's involvement in the Daily Wire's high-profile film project, Snow White and the Evil Queen. Cast as Snow White in a conservative reimagining of the classic fairy tale, Brett's role was heavily promoted as a cultural counterpunch to Hollywood. Yet, creative disagreements reportedly arose during pre-production, particularly over how overtly the film should lean into conservative messaging. Insiders have claimed that Brett pushed for a balance between preserving the story's charm and appealing to a wider audience, an approach that sometimes clashed with the network's objectives. Brett was incredibly passionate about the project. Her former producer, Reagan Conrad, shared in an exclusive interview. She wanted to protect the heart of the story while ensuring it wasn't alienating. That kind of balance is tricky, especially when you're working with a platform that has a specific mission. Reagan also acknowledged that Brett's rapid ascent in the media world had created its own set of challenges. Her following exploded, and with that came a flood of opportunities. She began to see herself as more than just a commentator for one outlet. The timing of Brett's departure has left the future of Snow White and the Evil Queen in limbo. Although her contract reportedly ties her to the project, her decision to leave the Daily Wire has raised questions about whether she will fulfill her role or if the film will proceed with a recast. During a recent podcast appearance, Brett addressed the uncertainty, saying, "I love Snow White, and I poured my heart into this role. Whether I'll finish the project is something we're still figuring out, but I'm just as invested in the story as the fans are." Meanwhile, insiders at the Daily Wire have suggested that contingency plans are being considered, including a potential delay in the film's release or exploring options for a new lead. Social media activity surrounding Brett's departure has only added fuel to the fire. Observant fans noticed that Brett unfollowed several key figures from the Daily Wire, including co-founder Jeremy Boring and her former producer Reagan Conrad. This move sparked rumors of behind-the-scenes drama, which were further amplified by the actions of Brett's mother, Diane Cooper. Diane liked several posts criticizing Reagan for taking over the comment section and alleging that she had snubbed Brett in the process. One particularly pointed comment read, "No matter how many acting classes you take or watch Brett's old videos, you will never be Brett. It's sad that you took the money and snubbed your best friend." The apparent tension between Brett and Reagan has divided fans. While some view Reagan as a competent successor who will bring her own style to the show, others argue that she lacks the authenticity and charisma that defined Brett's tenure. This debate has added another layer of drama to Brett's exit, with speculation swirling about the depth of the fallout and whether the former colleagues might reconcile. Beyond the immediate drama, Brett's departure has ignited broader discussions about the dynamics within conservative media. Prominent conservative figure Candace Owens weighed in on the situation, stating, "Brett's exit highlights what happens when talent outgrows the platform that launched them. Networks need to adapt, or they risk losing their brightest stars." This perspective has resonated with many of Brett's fans, who see her departure as a natural progression for a rising star whose ambitions could no longer be contained by a single outlet. Despite the uncertainty surrounding her role in Snow White and the Evil Queen, Brett's career trajectory appears to be on an upward swing. Industry insiders suggest she is already fielding offers from major players eager to capitalize on her popularity. During a recent Instagram Q&A, Brett hinted at exciting new ventures, saying, "This is just the beginning. I can't wait to share what's next." While some fans worry that leaving the Daily Wire might dilute the unique voice that set her apart, others are excited to see how she evolves in new spaces. For the Daily Wire, Brett's departure represents both a setback and an opportunity. Losing one of its most prominent personalities comes at a critical time, especially with Snow White and the Evil Queen still in flux. One senior producer described the situation as chaotic, noting, "We were gearing up for the film's release, and now we're scrambling to figure out what's next." However, the controversy surrounding Brett's exit has also generated heightened interest in the project, with fans now as invested in the behind-the-scenes drama as they are in the film itself. Brett Cooper's exit from the Daily Wire is not just the departure of a popular media figure, it's a reflection of the challenges that arise when creative ambition meets institutional constraints. Her decision to leave underscores the evolving nature of media careers, where talent increasingly seeks to chart its own course rather than remain tethered to a single brand. Whether Brett ultimately returns to complete her role in Snow White or embarks on entirely new ventures, one thing is clear: her journey is far from over, and the world will be watching closely to see where she goes next.